we talk about Romanian protests and who and what is all that about. You always want to focus on your strengths. I felt that there's an actual place in the market for me to crush them. So today we talk about a really sensitive topic. We talk about Romanian protests and who and what is all that about. So here's the thing. Me as myself, I don't really get a lot into politics, and I think I won't do this thing that often. But this is a really historical thing that happens, and I think it's valuable and is respectful of me to actually make notice of it and pay some attention to it. So outside of that, before we get into that, actually, as a little context for today, I didn't really have a lot of time to actually film that whole day and all that stuff, because I was just so into what I was doing with the office and the new environment that we have and putting everything together. But as of tomorrow, when I'm gonna show you the office, like I promised, I will start again filming everything and putting everything into documentation format, which I love and which I'm gonna get back to since tomorrow. So before I do that, tomorrow, let me tell you about this really important topic. So for the last week and a half, there has been a lot of protests happening in front of the government and in front of in the big major cities in Romania, Europe, because the government has approved a policy that would allow them to actually first, and this is the most important part of it, to take prisoners out of jail due to certain conditions, which would directly allow them to take people that were, for example, corrupted or any other kind of malicious activities doing that, kind of take them out of jail, which is not fair. So what I think was really important and was really valuable to my perspective is after that happened, so many people got together and got to do this, and there was I think by yesterday there was 600,000 people in all the major cities just holding up for the revolt. And if you calculate the math and you do the same like Romania is only 18 million people do realize that. So if you would have the same percentage of people in the US for revolt, you would have like 10 million people or something like that, right? Like if you do the math correctly. So it's a huge number. And for me, when I look at it, I don't want to debate as much the political correctness of this and all of that. What I think is valuable for us to learn from this Romanian revolt and the kind of the revolution that our guys literally put together to take the government down and adjust the policy, which was adjusted at the end of the day, is we as people, we are now in power of things. We as people right now, we literally have the power to control what content do we read, what people do we hang out with, what everything. And the government cannot control that, and like the government cannot stop you. And it's just proof that if you put enough people in front of the government, they will change. They have to. You're the people. You know what I mean? And here's the thing also, even though like the news say it was like aggression here, attacking there, like people fighting each other, that was not what happened. Of course, like in these kind of revolts, there's a lot of people that are just placed there to kind of make people fight each other. So there's a lot of things happening. And of course, when you put like 300,000 people together in a city, which was what happened in Bucharest, some people are gonna fight each other. So of course, that's what the press picked up. But what really happened is that all these people, and especially yesterday when everyone did the thing with the lighting, if you just look on the internet, I think there was like a major media publishers that picked that up. Like 300,000 people in Bucharest picked up their phones and they all did a wave synchronous in at the same time with their iPhone, and was literally like the whole thing lighting up, which was interesting. So what I think it's valuable in that case is the people are awakening up. The people are becoming more and more powerful together. And we as the population, we can control everything, you know? This is what I was about to say. I was reading this article yesterday about the fact that we as a population, as the world, our frequency has risen up from 10 hertz to actually over 30 in the last 17 years, right? So that just plays with the fact that we as a total consciousness, we as a total population, we are just raising up and we're just becoming better and better and better. So I just believe that it doesn't really matter what we go through as people. It doesn't really matter if there's a policy that stops us, or if it's this or that. What I think it truly matters is the fact that we can now stand together and fight whatever comes through. And with a lot of people together comes power. So so that's my kind of my quick update on the things that were happening in the last kind of week and a half. I think they're incredibly awesome. I think it's not as much about politics as it is about culture and power and people holding still together for a purpose. So that's kind of my take on it. Again, in terms of like good or bad, I don't want to play on that. I think what the government did was obviously bad, and that's just how it is. And corruption is a thing that I cannot really say a word to it, because it's just gonna be whatever you are, right? But some places there's more, some places there's less. So with that being said, this was today's vlog. Love you guys so much for watching these videos, and we're gonna do one incredible vlog tomorrow. So talk to you soon. When I decide I want to do what I'm doing right now, I think I spent 3 to 4 months just researching, spending my own money, wasting money on ads, trying, failing, and then I think I spent another 6 months working for free.